Hey, so I made it a couple weeks without THC, but here I am again, right? So this is a WTF extract pre roll, Blue Dream, 45.46% THC. So, what they call good shit, man. Uh, I'm gonna make this my last my last day of this. um, for me, it's not about success or failure. It's about learning, um, growing. I always come up with plans and then I say God laughs because my plans don't quite work out. But it doesn't mean that I shouldn't be making a plan. It means that my plan was imperfect. And so um, I hit a couple weeks. I felt like maybe I could just. It was a Saturday, didn't have the kids. I was home. I said, what would it hurt? It'd be cool. Maybe it would have a good impact after a couple weeks. And so I smoked, and my mind was spinning all night. I was up till about 4 a.m. So much for helping you get to sleep. I had been sleeping okay, sober, good enough. But that spinning, I think it helped me. I think it helped me figure out something that I needed to figure out. I think there's an action I can take in one area of my life. And so that can be part of my plan. But I don't need to take that action high. Poker's gotten real, real tough. I mean, real, real tough. And there's a lot of levels to things, a lot of things to be aware of, a lot of subtext. And I need to be fully equipped to take that on and to play my best. And I've done okay, all things considered, but that's important to me. I want to be equipped to deal. There's a lot of cruelty in this world. There's a lot of people who will try to hurt you. And when I'm sober, I feel like I'm best equipped to deal with those people and the threats that they seek to pose. Um, we set off some fireworks last night, which was July 5th, because my ex-wife didn't use all the fireworks I got them to use on the 4th. I didn't have my kids on the 4th, but we set off a couple last night, and we saved a couple. Now we can set off to enjoy that part of our freedom that the government so kindly permits us until 11 p.m. It might be a dick thing if you got neighbors, but some neighbors are dicks, man. So I've been cold to places, but those places I don't feel are my calling right now. I feel like there's a certain plan of action that is most intelligent for me to take, and that is the plan that I intend to undertake sober. Patience is a virtue. I used to sit in meetings for an hour because that's where God called me at that time. Listening to rambling without speaking. Listening like you are right now if you've made it this far in this video. Gold and silver breaking out again. We'll see if this is a big breakout. But I do intend to sell an ounce of gold on Wednesday. I have need for cash, and I left myself a little short. I choose to keep the bulk of my wealth in precious metals. So, because I like to keep that margin kind of thin, I'm being forced to sell. But just because I'm being forced to sell doesn't mean I'm not bullish if we're talking about the US dollar terms. My hope is to establish a relationship with a local coin shop, and next time I'm in there, I hope I'm buying rather than selling. However, I will sell as necessary to provide operating capital that I believe I can turn into more than the gold in a period of time before converting it back to gold. So that's going to start happening for more people. I think I'm probably one of the earlier people that's going to have this situation where it's worth it to take the premium hit on both ends, to not have to maintain what would normally be a healthy amount of operating capital for your needs. So just because I'm selling doesn't mean I don't like the market. It just means I've got an immediate need for cash as a U.S. citizen who's got obligations that are due in cash and that uses cash as operating capital for ventures in the community. No, I got a plan of action that seems to me good. I've had many plans before that seemed good, but something derailed them, and here we go. The truth is, pot has benefits that it can offer, but there's a trade-off, and for me, part of that trade-off is I'm a puff away from just doing it at regular intervals. So for me, it's all or nothing, baby. And I'm going to go with nothing starting tomorrow again. I got my kids tomorrow, so if I'm sober, I can take them to the water park. Maybe they'll get me down one of those slides. I'm sure the water is going to be pretty warm by this time of year, but not as hot as it is outside. And I know where you can get the cool water squirting on you. So I can stay cool. And if I'm sober, I can probably stay like cool in the sense that I'm actually like a cool person. You know what I mean? Uh, I just leave myself a little open when uh, bro, we gonna be cool, man. Yeah, I think a lot of people need clarity, and I guess what my plan I feel offers them is gonna be some clarity, uh, in a way that I'm able to do without putting myself at tremendous risk. It's kind of an easy play for me. Um, Unlike many of the other plays that I've been felt called to go to at times in my life. So I do care, man. You know, I have a plan that considers old perspectives I'm aware of. And I've sought to become aware of as many perspectives as possible in my search for a plan that will be good for people. Because we are, in a sense, in this together. We need economic freedom collectively once these markets collapse and correct, because we are dependent upon mass production that can only continue if we have freedom and the ability to allocate resources efficiently to capitalize vital industries that need capitalization. With gold, once the dollar is no longer usable, they can sell equity, they can sell assets for gold, for silver, for capital that they can use to continue to function in this economy. So grocery stores can remain open, so that the population has somewhere to shop with that very meager amount of gold that we will be able to distribute if we do the right things. Everyone needs to sacrifice in ways, man. I gotta sacrifice my ability to use this tool to heal myself, to feel okay in a world that constantly fucking brutalizes me, man. In a world full of cruel assholes, man, who will go out of their way to see you suffer. Other people need to sacrifice their pride. Others may need to sacrifice parts of their gold stack for the sake of plugging up the most desperately needed parts of the economy. There are a lot of different sacrifices that people will need to consider as we move forward and seek to survive as a species.